Almanzo, what is your favorite dish?
It's, cinnamon chicken.
Did you hear that, Nellie? Well, it's only her specialty.
First aired in 1974, Little House on the Prairie quickly became an iconic 1970s American TV show portraying the simple life of the Ingalls family on the Minnesota prairie at the end of the 19th century. Charles and Caroline, along with their children, faced everyday challenges while maintaining a loving and close-knit family bond.
It's a miracle!
Although the warm images on screen captivated generations of viewers, the series behind the scenes contained countless secrets, such as the fact that most of the food was Dinty Moore canned stew, or that Landon wore 4-inch high shoes to appear as a stronger father. Are you curious about what else was hidden in this legendary series? Let's explore 15 of the strangest facts in this video. 15. Michael Landon had to dye his grey hair. Michael Landon, the star who played Charles Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie, faced an ironic situation regarding his hair. At age 20, he began greying early and decided to dye his hair at home to maintain a youthful appearance. Michael chose Clairol Medium Ash Brown, a semi-permanent dye to naturally cover his grey hair. However, when filming outdoors under the strong California sun, his dyed hair started turning purple. This happened due to a reaction between the dye and sunlight, especially on previously grey hair. The mishap required Michael to seek help from hair professionals to adjust the colour and maintain a natural appearance suitable for the character Charles Ingalls. 14. Mary Ingalls' blindness was a challenge for Melissa Sue Anderson. In the 4th season of the show, Mary Ingalls, the eldest daughter of the Ingalls family, became blind due to scarlet fever. This was the first time in television history that a main character lost their sight and never recovered, creating a major challenge for both the character and actress Melissa Sue Anderson. Initially, portraying a blind person excited Anderson and sparked her curiosity, as she had to learn how to depict the daily struggles of someone with visual impairment. To prepare for the role, Anderson visited the Foundation for the Junior Blind to observe and learn how young people cope with sudden vision loss. However, over time, maintaining the role became increasingly difficult. The storyline limited Mary's abilities, causing her character to mostly appear in sad or monotonous scenes with few opportunities for development or lively interaction with other characters. This role earned Anderson an Emmy nomination in 1978, proving her acting talent and effort in portraying a unique character. Nevertheless, feeling restricted in the role eventually led her to leave the show. Anderson appeared in only 3 episodes of the 8th season. She shared that initially she thought Mary's blindness was a way to phase her out of the script. However, Michael Landon reassured her that it was an important part of the story and encouraged her to trust me. This support helped Anderson continue playing Mary even as the role became increasingly challenging. 13. Karen Grassel beat 47 other actresses to win the role of Caroline. Karen Grassel, who played Caroline Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie, beat 47 other actresses for the role. Before joining the series, she was primarily a stage actress with little television or film experience. Initially, she used the stage name Gabriel Tree, but after persuasion from Ed Friendly, she reverted to her real name. One of the strong contenders for Caroline was Hersha Parody. Although she didn't get the lead role, Parody was invited to join the series, first appearing in the episode Journey in the Spring in 1976. As Eliza Ann Ingalls, Charles's sister-in-law. Later, she played teacher Alice Garvey from 1977 to 1980, a beloved character who met a tragic end in a fire. Interestingly, Michael Landon, who played Charles Ingalls, chose Karen Grassel for Caroline because she looked like a pioneer woman. Landon wanted an actress who could portray the strength and resilience of a woman living during the frontier era, and Grassel fit the bill. During casting, Landon faced challenges, especially in selecting young actors for Charles and Caroline's children. He didn't want professional daughters with stage mothers, but real girls to bring authenticity and naturalness. Ultimately, Melissa Sue Anderson and Melissa Gilbert were chosen as Mary and Laura. And Landon gave them the nicknames Missy and Half Pint for easier differentiation on set. Do you think Karen was right for this role? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 12. Walnut Grove was actually destroyed. Walnut Grove was the main setting for all 9 seasons of the show. When the series ended in 1983, Michael Landon decided on a dramatic ending, the complete destruction of the town. However, this was not a spontaneous decision, but the result of an agreement between the producers and the landowners. When filming began, Landon had arranged with Getty Oil and Newhall Land and Development to use Big Sky Ranch, a large property in Simi Valley, California, as Walnut Grove. The agreement stipulated that after filming the land would be restored to its original condition. Therefore, at the end of the series, Landon filmed the town's destruction to honor this commitment. In the show, Walnut Grove residents chose to destroy buildings to prevent a real estate investor from taking over their land. The scene was filmed using actual explosives, destroying buildings like the Ingalls house, Oleson's Mercantile, the church, and the mill completely. Some buildings, like the Ingalls house and church, were preserved for symbolic value. After filming, the property was restored to its original state, but to honor the series, some structures were reconstructed and displayed at Big Sky Ranch for fans to visit and see the original Little House on the Prairie sets. 11. Most of the food was Dinty Moore canned stew. You may often see the Ingalls family's dinner scenes on screen, but few know that these meals were not as real as in the story. Most dinner scenes with meat and gravy on the plate, whether Mrs. Ingalls said it was chicken rabbit or squirrel, were actually Dinty Moore canned stew. This was the crew's way of saving time and ensuring consistency in the scenes. Additionally, scenes where Laura or the girls brought lunch boxes had their own stories. When opened, the girls would take out chicken legs, but these were not from the Ingalls farm. They were fried chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken. This made it easier for the child actors to hold and eat while performing, and created a lively eating image without preparing complex meals. The combination of Dinty Moore stew and KFC chicken was accompanied by side items like Pillsbury biscuits or baked goods from local stores, creating a simulated meal that looked authentic on screen. What do you think about this fact? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 10. Nelly Oleson wore a wig. Alison Arngrim, who played Nelly Oleson, faced many challenges with her character's signature hair. Initially, to create perfect curls, the stylist used an old curling machine that had to be heated in an oven. The process was time-consuming and painful, causing significant damage to Arngrim's hair. Therefore, after some time, the crew decided to use a custom wig to save time and protect her natural hair. However, wearing the wig was also uncomfortable. To keep it in place, Arngrim had to endure a giant metal comb and dozens of long, straight metal hairpins. These tools often scraped her scalp, causing pain and even bleeding. In an interview, Arngrim shared that wearing the heavy, tightly pinned wig throughout filming was extremely uncomfortable and exhausting. Despite this, Arngrim persevered with her role, seeing it as essential to building Nelly Oleson's image. A haughty and unpleasant girl, she said, "It's part of the job. If you want to stand out, you have to be willing to sacrifice." Thanks to her relentless efforts, Arngrim created one of the most memorable villains in American television history. 9. Landon wore lifts to portray a strong father. An interesting fact is that Michael Landon was about 5 feet 9 inches, a fairly average height in the film industry. However, to create the image of a strong, imposing and masculine father on screen, Landon wore special boots elevated by about 4 inches. This made him appear taller than the other actors and gave Charles Ingalls' characteristic confident stance. Not relying solely on boots, Landon also used other tricks to increase height when necessary in a scene. For example, he would place Charles on stairs ladders or even small mounds of earth to ensure he always appeared taller or level with other actors. This meticulous attention made the character's image solid and believable to the audience. 8. Alcohol was an indispensable part. Contrary to the cozy family image on screen, the Little House on the Prairie set had surprising habits, with alcohol and beer being an essential part of the workday. Alison Arngrim, who played Nelly Oleson, once dozed off on the prop truck during a break, and overheard Michael Landon asking the props manager to pour Wild Turkey whiskey into his coffee, even though it was only 10 a.m. Arngrim also revealed that the crew consumed about 2 cases of Coors beer per day, with particularly stressful days jokingly called 3-case days. After filming, a temporary bar with spirits was set up on sawhorses to start real relaxation. Despite high alcohol consumption, both Arngrim and Melissa Gilbert insisted work was not affected. Arngrim said that although they drank a lot, no one appeared drunk, and work proceeded normally, showing professionalism from both actors and crew. However, not everyone maintained such control. Karen Grassel realised she had a drinking problem in 1977 and decided to quit. She recounted that the only time she drank on set was at a lunch party with castmates, showing how individuals handled the backstage drinking culture differently. What do you think about this fun fact? Share your opinion. 7. Melissa Gilbert avoided looking at Landon for years. Michael Landon's off-screen relationships caused a public split with his longtime wife Marjorie Lynn No, and simultaneously disrupted his special bond with Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura Ingalls. Gilbert had been close to the Landon family, especially Michael Jr. and Leslie. The families often vacationed together, and Gilbert saw Landon as a second father. This closeness made news of Lynn and Landon's impending divorce particularly as shocking and painful for her. The main reason for the split was Landon's relationship with makeup artist Cindy Clerico, 20 years his junior. Gilbert noticed Landon's particular attention to Clerico on set, but didn't expect him to leave his 19-year marriage for her. After Landon married Clerico in 1983, Gilbert remained polite and professional on set, but stopped socializing with him after work. Even after the show ended, Gilbert did not speak to Landon again until 1990, when she saw him at Leslie Landon's wedding. The high-profile split not only damaged personal relationships, but also seriously affected Landon's career. He lost several lucrative advertising deals, including a long-term contract with Kodak, and his public and professional image suffered. Many crew members, including Karen Grassel, felt disappointed and lost trust in Landon after the incident. 6. Ownership belonged to Ed Friendly, but he had deep conflicts with Landon. In 1972, producer Ed Friendly purchased the film and television rights to the Little House books from Roger Lee McBride, the heir to Laura Ingalls Wilder's estate. This decision was motivated by his wife's and daughter's love for the books, and he recognized the great potential in adapting them into a family series that could appeal to a wide audience. Blanche Hanalis was tasked with writing the script for the 2-hour pilot film based on Wilder's third book, Little House on the Prairie. The pilot aired on NBC on March 30th, 1974, and was highly praised for staying true to the spirit of the original work while laying a solid foundation for the subsequent series. After seeing Hanalis' work on an episode of Bonanza, Ed Friendly invited Michael Landon to direct the pilot. Landon agreed on the condition that he would also play Charles Ingalls, thus taking on both director and actor roles. This combination allowed Landon to control both the performance and creative direction, shaping the series' distinctive style. However, production was not without creative conflicts. Friendly wanted Charles Ingalls to remain faithful to the book, including a full beard, while Landon wanted to add dramatic elements to extend the series and make it more engaging for television audiences. This disagreement led to Friendly leaving the executive position in mid-1974 and becoming a silent partner, while Landon gained full control over all 204 episodes of the series. The series officially premiered on NBC on September 11, 1974, and ran for 9 seasons ending on March 21, 1983, with a total of 200 episodes and 5 special films. When Michael Landon was no longer acting in the series, Season 9 was renamed Little House: A New Beginning, focusing on Laura and Almanzo Wilder's story, while Charles Ingalls moved to Iowa for work. 5. The chemistry between Laura and Manly was extremely lacking. Although Laura and Almanzo's wedding in Little House on the Prairie is remembered as a sweet moment, the behind-the-scenes reality was quite different. When filming this scene, Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura, was only 15 and inexperienced with romance. Her first kiss with Dean Butler, who played Almanzo, was actually her 3rd kiss ever. And the age gap, Butler was 23, made her anxious. She was fearful at the thought of affection on the bed after the couple married on screen, especially since Butler had a bit of stubble. To ease Gilbert's nerves, Butler tried teasing her by softly humming Strangers in the Night into her ear before the camera rolled. However, this backfired. Gilbert shivered and ultimately begged Michael Landon to allow only hugs or light kisses on the cheek in romantic scenes. The lack of natural chemistry between the two actors worried producers, who even created a secret memo to figure out how to generate spark between Laura and Almanzo on screen. The memo also compared other couples in the show. When Nelly and Percival were together, they looked like they were mating like crazy ferrets. Producers did not know that Steve Tracy, who played Percival, was gay, but he and Alison Arngrim, who played Nelly, would often exchange passionate kisses just to tease Melissa Gilbert. 4. The show ended because Laura had grown up. Little House on the Prairie ended in 1984 after 9 seasons on NBC, mainly for 2 reasons: declining viewership and the maturation of Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura Ingalls. In an interview with the New York Times, Michael Landon, the creator and Charles Ingalls actor, explained that he and the network felt the character Laura had grown up and no longer fit the image of the young girl from the beginning. He said, "When we started this show, we never thought it would last this long. I don't think a married woman should go to her father for advice." Before the show completely ended, NBC produced 3 TV movies: Little House: Look Back to Yesterday, 1983, Little House: The Last Farewell, 1984, and Little House: Bless All the Dear Children, 1904. Bless All the Dear Children was filmed first but aired later because it had a Christmas theme. These 3 films were created to conclude the Ingalls family story and other beloved characters, while resolving plot points left untold in the series. Melissa Gilbert's growth also impacted relationships in the show. Dean Butler, who played Almanzo Wilder, said the final episodes, like Days of Sunshine, Days of Shadow, were used to test the show's viability without Landon's regular participation. These scenes were emotionally challenging, but still attracted strong viewership and helped extend the 9th season. 3. The Simi Valley Ranch carried a cancer curse. The Big Sky Movie Ranch in Simi Valley, where the Little House on the Prairie crew filmed for nearly a decade, became the centre of rumours about a cancer curse after many crew members were diagnosed with cancer. Michael Landon died of pancreatic cancer in 1991. Victor French died of lung cancer. Merlin Olsen died of mesothelioma. Kevin Hagen died of esophageal cancer, and Charlotte Stewart survived breast cancer. Although there is no direct scientific evidence linking these cases to the filming environment, the farm's proximity to the Santa Susana Field Laboratory, SSFL site of a serious nuclear accident in 1959, raised concerns. In July 1959, one of SSFL's nuclear reactors melted down, releasing a cloud of radioactive and toxic chemicals into the surrounding environment, including Simi Valley. The incident is considered one of the most serious nuclear meltdowns in US history. Although later studies by the California Department of Public Health showed no clear link between living near SSFL and higher cancer rates, concerns remained about pollution levels and long-term public health effects. Additionally, the area faced other environmental issues. In May 2019, a lightning-caused wildfire destroyed part of the Big Sky movie ranch, including the replica of the Ingalls farm, a tourist attraction. The fire also killed many livestock. Do you think this place really has a curse? Share your thoughts. 2. Carrie Ingalls was played by a pair of twins. Carrie Ingalls, the youngest daughter of the Ingalls family in Little House on the Prairie, was played by twins Rachel Lindsay and Sydney Robin Greenbush. When selected, both were only 3 years old, and on screen they appeared under the name Lindsay Sydney Greenbush, affectionately called Sugar Lump and Foxy Robin on set. Using twins allowed the crew to comply with California labor laws for children under 12 while keeping filming on schedule without overworking the girls. One memorable scene is Carrie running down the hill in the opening sequence. Just before filming, the director called a new set of twins, please, and the girl's mother, Mrs. Bush, hurriedly woke Sydney, who was sleeping, and put on her tiny shoes, unfortunately, on the wrong feet. When Sydney tripped and fell, Michael Landon found it adorable and decided to keep it in the scene. Alternating performances by the twins helped create a lively, natural depiction of Carrie on screen. This fall quickly became an essential part of the show's opening. It not only added humour and relatability, but also showcased the child actor's natural and realistic performance, contributing to the long-lasting appeal of Little House on the Prairie. Despite being a small role, the Greenbush twins left a lasting impression on audiences with their charm and authenticity. They appeared in important episodes such as The God Sister and became an integral part of the Ingalls family. Do you love this role? Share your thoughts on the comments below. 1. Jason Bateman appeared in 23 episodes. In 1981, Jason Bateman joined Little House on the Prairie as James Cooper Ingalls II, adopted son of Charles and Caroline. This was Bateman's first television role, and he appeared in a total of 23 episodes across seasons 7 and 8. During this time, he worked with Michael Landon, who was both director and Charles Ingalls actor, whom Bateman later called the George Clooney of that era for his friendliness and versatile talent. Landon inspired Bateman to pursue directing, which eventually led to Bateman winning an Emmy for directing in the series Ozark. However, his early days on set were not easy for the young newcomer. Bateman shared that he was hazed by older actors, such as being pinned down and receiving light noogie hits. In response, he asked the makeup artist to paint a fake bruise on his chest and showed it to the parents of the older actors, creating a playful revenge that also demonstrated his courage and mischievousness as a young actor. After leaving Little House on the Prairie, Bateman continued to develop his career and quickly established his talent in the entertainment industry. The role of James Cooper Ingalls, though brief, left an impression on audiences and helped Bateman take his first important steps in acting. Little House on the Prairie is a warm family series and offers many interesting behind-the-scenes stories. From Michael Landon dyeing his own hair and wearing lift boots to Karen Grassel being chosen after 47 auditions, or the challenges Melissa Gilbert and Alison Arngrim faced in romantic scenes and drinking on set, every detail made the series come alive. Throughout production, many unexpected behind-the-scenes stories emerged. The crew drank beer and alcohol during the day, but remained professional. Michael Landon acted while directing. Creative conflicts with Ed Friendly occurred, and the series ended because Melissa Gilbert had grown up. Which detail did you like the most from these 15 facts? Leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe to catch more behind-the-scenes stories of other classic series.